Thank you. Rob Roberts.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker, and a pleasure to follow the Honourable Member for Airdrie and Shotts, and it will come as no surprise that I don't agree with a great number of the things that she characterised, but she may get some comfort from one of the proposals that I may make later on to improve this bill. I welcome any bill, Madam Deputy Speaker, which aims to address historic anomalies and areas of unfairness in British nationality law, as well as make the current system of applying for asylum fairer and more efficient. This will ensure that those who are in genuine need can be supported and at the same time deter illegal entry into the UK. This is a timely and important topic and an area of law that's been needed to be addressed for some time. In recent years, we've sadly been haunted by terrible scenes and tragic reports of migrants losing their lives while attempting to enter the UK, and that's why I welcome the changes that are proposed in this bill. A bill which aims to save and protect lives by ensuring that only safe and legal routes into the UK remain, and which proposes harsher punishments for human smugglers and traffickers who are responsible for so much suffering. In a moment, the introduction of life sentences for human smuggling, by way of which so many lives have been endangered, will attempt to combat and condemn the exploitation of migrants. Tougher criminal sentences for those attempting to enter the UK illegally will also steer those seeking asylum towards safe and legal routes and ultimately protect their lives.
What he's advocating, what the government has in this bill then, is a criminal offence punishable by up to 4 years in prison, which would apply to a Uyghur fleeing ethnic cleansing in China, to a Syrian fleeing war crimes there, or to a persecuted Christian fleeing for their lives as well. How can any government or any party justify locking up these people for 4 years?
Hear, hear.
Thank the honourable gentleman for his intervention, and I recall serving with him on the Immigration Bill Committee, and I'm very much aware of the experience and expertise that he brings to this debate. My short answer is that my position on this bill is that it does an awful lot to end the human trafficking and the nasty, awful environment that's being fostered by the criminal gangs who are putting lives at risk. And I appreciate, again, as I say, everything that he says, and appreciate the expertise that he brings to this debate, but I don't necessarily see it in the same way. The UK has a proud history of supporting the most vulnerable worldwide, having resettled more refugees than any other country in Europe. This bill does ensure that the government should stand by its moral and legal obligations to help people fleeing cruelty around the world, while condemning those who break the law. But turning briefly, Madam Deputy Speaker, to another element of the bill, attention, I believe, needs to be given to the costly and arduous routes to citizenship that are bureaucratic and expensive for those who are already settled and working in the UK. I do declare an interest here, Madam Deputy Speaker, as my partner is an overseas NHS worker, and this is a perfect example of what I mean. Many of our NHS workers who've worked day in and day out to provide the best possible care to patients throughout the pandemic have come from other countries. Often these individuals have travelled great distances and have put their own lives at risk to help and save our lives. Regardless of their or our citizenship, their duty to care and contribute to the well-being of their patients is what comes first, and I commend their hard work. But with fees for indefinite leave to remain at almost £2,400, citizenship applications another £1,330, the process of becoming a citizen for many of our NHS workers is a costly and challenging one. As the member for Edinburgh West referred to last week during an intervention in the Health and Care Bill debate, if we offered indefinite leave to remain to all of our NHS workers who are here on renewable visas, I feel confident that the gap in the NHS workforce would almost certainly close, whilst simultaneously we would recognise their hard work and sacrifices. With over 160,000 NHS staff stating that they were a non-British nationality from over 200 different countries, that accounts for nearly 15% of all NHS staff for whom a nationality is known. Undeniable, Madam Deputy Speaker, we would be in dire straits without them. So should we therefore not consider changing current citizenship process to one that doesn't deter NHS workers through high costs and time-consuming processes? One that doesn't leave them in debt, doesn't leave them in poverty, and instead rewards their commitment to their communities. So I do welcome the great many steps that this bill takes to improve the UK's asylum and immigration system to one that's based on needs. And I welcome the new NHS visa that has been announced by the Home Office. And given that the government themselves have already recognised the importance of creating a bespoke route for incoming NHS workers, I feel like it's also our duty to focus on those who have already given so much to our country by creating a new route to citizenship for existing NHS workers as well. One of the objections to this that could be raised is that once indefinite leave to remain or citizenship has been conferred, the NHS worker would be free to go to the private sector or to a different role altogether, having benefited from the fee abolition. This seems to be easily resolved. Madam Deputy Speaker, companies do this all the time, paying fees for qualifications for individuals which would become payable if that individual then left service. Doesn't seem to be any reasonable reason why a similar scheme couldn't be put in place to make this workable. As I've said before, in this place and in Westminster Hall, it's time to abolish the fees for indefinite leave to remain and for citizenship for those that work in our NHS, so that those who spend time helping and treating us can finally feel like they belong and are welcomed in our country with open arms.